Oh, they are ebbing away. It is time for the round 44 predictions in the Championship. A little bit of housekeeping before we start. Sam, we are recording this before Southampton play Preston on Tuesday night. Sam and I put our predictions in for that in the previous show. So we'll be able to give you an update of sorts, but not a complete update going into this. But Mr. Parkin, over round 42 and 43, an 8-4 win for you in round 42. It's a 6-2 win with a bonus point coming in for you in round 43. And before this Southampton-Preston game, you are up 17 points. 176, 159. In the words of Freddie Mercury, now I've gone and thrown it all away.
Some comeback, isn't it?
Very
Some
good,
comeback.
yeah.
You had about a 10, 15-point cushion a few weeks ago. Don't just skip over the fact that I told you that Millwall were going to beat Cardiff by 3-1. I mean, that's
good.
That's
very,
very worthy of a 4-pointer. And the other two that you've skipped beyond was the midweek round, wasn't it? So 1-1 for Plymouth, QPR, and I called the Hull Middlesbrough 2-2 shootout as well. So 176, 159, one hand on the trophy.
And mate, you got two hands on the trophy if I continue to flounder. And I haven't got anything right for about 4 weeks in a row now. Pathetic, isn't it? Right, Sam, round 44 fixtures. Remember, Coventry are in the FA Cup semi-final. We wish them the best of luck against Manchester United. That means their game against Ipswich Town is postponed. So we only have 11 games to deal with here. Sam, would you like to go first or second?
I'll kick off today, mate.
And you are up first with Leicester City versus West Brom.
There's no reason for me to play tactically now that I'm.
Don't be cocky. Come on.
No, but I'm just
I'm not a threat anymore.
I just looked at, I just think we've been back in the top three, pretty much every week. I don't think we've probably thrown in enough curveballs. So therefore, I give you my 1-1 card played really early. I think maybe a difficult beginning to this game, possibly a good West Brom game plan, maybe an early goal, and maybe Leicester recovering, but having to overcome a little bit of toxicity from the stands. Listen, they're not winning games of football, are they? So this isn't a massive surprise, but I think this could be another fun weekend at the top. So I will take a 1-1 slight curveball here.
Well, I do have to play tactically because I'm trailing. So being Sam has taken the draw off the table, and I don't see West Brom Desmond in at Leicester. Maybe they could. So I'll back the home win then. Leicester back on it. It'll be a low scorer if it's Corberon. I feel like I've done a few of these. Leicester 1, West Brom 0. It's Cardiff versus Southampton. And once again, we don't particularly know the context as it pertains to Southampton because we don't know whether they've beaten Preston at this stage or not. Sam, I'm going to assume that they have. And everything is up for grabs now. And you were quite enjoying on the Championship Check-In podcast the idea of a Southampton sprint to the line and having 4 teams able to be promoted on the final day. So as a neutral, I like that. As an Ipswich fan, I don't like that one little bit, but let's be balanced here. So I'll go with that, and I'll go for a Saints win at Cardiff. Cardiff 1, Southampton 3.
Taking my result, haven't you? Yeah, I'm going to go for Southampton to get 6 points from these 2 games. If you're having the 3-1, I will have the 0-2.
Huddersfield versus Swansea.
Yeah, I just think Swansea on the beach, for better want of a cliche. Yeah, they got the job done the other day against Rotherham. Obviously, it was marginal. There's a greater necessity for Huddersfield to go and win this game, clearly, and I think they will. No, they're not winning games. I think it's 1 win in 9, if memory serves. That's probably just the Millwall victory since that win at Watford in his first game, the new manager. I'll go for them to win, maybe couple of goals up. Swansea to make it edgy. 2-1 Huddersfield.
That certainly makes things edgy at the bottom. I kind of fancy Huddersfield as well. So you went 2-1. Quite like that. Maybe I'll play the draw then. I'm going to go for the most unhelpful draw in the history of Huddersfield Town because they really need to win. I'll play my 1-1 then, Sam. You've already played yours, haven't you? Huddersfield 1, Swansea 1. It's Norwich versus Bristol City. And if you think my top 3 predictions are predictable, my Norwich predictions are even more predictable. They're banging form, Sam. I think I back them every single week. They're at home. I like Bristol City. Bristol City defending well, so I think it could be a 0 or a 1. But I can't back against Norwich at the moment, especially not at Carrow Road. Norwich 1, Bristol City 0.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, Bristol City looked way off it against Huddersfield at home the other day after being on a pretty pretty excellent run last few games. Yeah, Norwich with this incredible home record. Expect them to pretty much get it cemented at the weekend. So I'll go for a 2-0 home win.
Rotherham versus Birmingham, a game with massive implications for Birmingham at the bottom.
I was going to say it'll probably be ugly, it'll probably be horrible, but there's no pressure on Rotherham now. Birmingham obviously scored that they can create chances and score goals the other day, so maybe it won't be as edgy as I am about to predict, but I cannot look at this game and not go for the 1-0 Birmingham.
So I think Birmingham are going to win. I just think they have to, and they can't not be more intense than Rotherham in this situation. And I'm kind of glad you took the 1-0 because I think they're going to be confident, Sam. I think they'll win it by more than 1, Birmingham. Would you give me a bonus point for a 3-0, or is it because it's Rotherham, does it need to be more than that?
No, I'll give you that.
Okay, I'll play my bonus point then for a 3-0 away win for a side in the bottom 4 currently. Rotherham 0, Birmingham 3, which brings me to this massive grudge match between Stoke and Plymouth. My God. If it was at Plymouth, I think I'd be having them a bit more. Something's ringing in my head that you said on the Championship check-in that Stoke are just capable of pulling one out, aren't they, and getting the win from somewhere. Maybe Plymouth will take the lead and Stoke will come from behind or something. Stoke 2, Plymouth 1.
Yeah, I'm struggling to shoehorn my bonus point in. So I'm thinking either Leicester 1, West Brom 1, or I'm going to give you Stoke 2, Plymouth Argyle 2.
You got a bonus point for that one, yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Over Leicester, West Brom? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's Carlos, isn't it? So Desmond in there. Quick pause for the cause, guys. Above Sam's head, you will see that we're sponsored by Match Bingo, and they've been so good to us this year. So do go and support them. Go following that lovely QR code that's up on the screen right now. Brilliant games, brilliant fun over on Match Bingo. If you want a kind of easy way in, I'd recommend the Bingos game. You can play that in the 3 p.m.s on Saturday, the 20th coming up. It's absolutely free. I could probably claim my card right in front of your face here. If you just, he says, not pointing it at the screen. No, it's too bright. Anyway, I'll do it off screen, but I've just got my Bingos card for that particular round. That is simply first team to score. There are a couple of free games in the Premier League as well at the weekend. You can play Crystal Palace had a brilliant win at Liverpool in the Premier League. That's on Sunday. You can play that for free as well. I don't think there's going to be any FA Cup action on Match Bingo. So do go and get involved. As I said previously, go via our QR code. If there are any watch-alongs, I think I'm going to be doing Southampton, Preston. Sam's going to be there for 5 Live as well. I will play along and you can see what's going down. Remember, though, we are gambling, ladies and gentlemen. So please play responsibly. Sunderland versus Millwall, Sam, the Alex Ray derby.
Yeah, I'm just going to go for Millwall to continue the run of form. I think they're pretty much there now, aren't they? But yeah, I think in a kind of end of season game, I'm just going to go for them to, despite Sunderland obviously getting a brilliant win the other day, I'm going to go for Millwall, rediscovered how to score, 2-1 away win.
I feel like playing a 0-0 in this one. Millwall, just get the job done, get over the line, go up there. Neil Harris says, right, guys, got 50 points, clean sheet and a point here, 51. We're riding off into the sunset with our survival guaranteed. It's always worth having a boring 0-0 in there. But do you get 0-0, Sam, when one of the teams is on the beach? Don't really, do you? So the opposite of a 0-0 would be a relaxed high scorer. So I'm going to change my mind on the fly. 2-2. Let's get a Desmond in there. Change my mind. Sunderland 2, Millwall 2. Watford versus Hull City. Well, Watford draw every week, don't they? Fancy Hull to keep the chase up for the playoffs. I don't see Watford losing at the minute. How many draws are we having in here? I think I can do another draw, can't I? Watford 1, Hull 1.
I'm going to go for Hull to win here, 2-1. I think, Watford have clearly improved, but again, kind of just my mindset today is I'm going to go for the teams that need it more. So, like Sunderland Millwall, same score, please. I'll go for Hull to keep the pressure on maybe till the final game or two of the season, 2-1.
It's QPR v Preston, Sam. You had an interesting point on the scheduling of this one as well, didn't you?
Possibly Preston North End's fight for the playoffs could be over should they lose at Southampton and Norwich win against Bristol City. So I like building the stories in my head. It gives me a bit of clarity on my prediction. I still think it'll probably be tense and it'll be horrible. 1-0 QPR.
I like your storyline. I think it's quite reasonable to assume that Southampton would beat Preston on Tuesday and that Norwich would beat Bristol City. So I'm right behind you on that, unless you're leading me up the garden path here. So I'll go for Rangers, and that pretty much QPR know if they win this game, they're pretty safe, aren't they? So you've taken the 1-0. I will take the 2-1. I don't see Rangers keeping the clean sheet. It's Blackburn versus Sheffield Wednesday. I might just throw one in here for fun now because Blackburn have done their bidding. What Blackburn at 49, Sam? I can't. Let me just quickly check my league table. 49. Amazing win at Leeds. I want chaos at the bottom, so I'm going to back an away win here. Blackburn are going to know they're safe. Smodic is still going to score. Wednesday need 2 to win. They're going to get them. It's Blackburn 1, Wednesday 2. Carnage at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a slight variation on your theme. I'm going to go for big wins for Huddersfield and Birmingham this weekend and Sheffield Wednesday to be in further trouble. I'm going to go for Blackburn after that win to do exactly the same again. I'm going to go for a 1-0 home victory, maybe late as well. And just like, Sheffield Wednesday, we're doomed kind of sentiment. They're not, and they won't be, but that's going to be the feeling for this Saturday evening.
Middlesbrough versus Leeds, which is some Monday night football for you on the 22nd. Off you go, Sam. Just to clear this up, you had Leicester to draw, Southampton to win twice, I think, and Ipswich aren't playing. So Leeds need to win this. I'm
creating the storylines. Leeds to win for me here. I think Middlesbrough, needed to win, didn't they? Probably at Ipswich. I haven't got the numbers up in front of me, but it's gonna end for them as a really good end to the season and focus on to next year. Leeds to get it right at the Riverside, 2-1 away win.
I'm so conflicted with this one because in the Leeds slip-up games, I thought they were going to be all right, and this was the one I was like, oh, I'm not entirely sure. Middlesbrough away after everyone's played. Middlesbrough in good form on the telly. So this was the one I thought Leeds might, if they were going to draw a game, let alone lose one a few weeks ago. I had this one down. So I've got to stick with my initial gut. Being I'm behind, Sam, would you... I think I probably deserved the opportunity for a second bonus point if I were to say Middlesbrough 3, Leeds 3.
You want 2 bonus points?
Well, it's just funny, isn't it? You don't have to give. You just don't have to go. Or I tell you what we'll do. Now I've put that in. Does my bonus point stay with Rotherham 0, Birmingham 3, or does it move to Middlesbrough 3, Leeds 3? Which is less likely?
Middlesbrough 3-3 with Leeds.
Should we move it across?
Yeah, you can have that. Yeah.
Right. Let's.
I'll give you 2 bonus points for that.
Okay. In it goes. Right, that is the predictions. Only 11 games for you this time. Get involved down there in the comments with your own predictions, preferably before the games. Give yourself a point if you get the correct outcome. If you get the correct scoreline, which I am seemingly utterly incapable of doing at the moment, give yourself 3. And a bonus point. No double bonus points for you guys. The only people that can dish those out are me and Sam, and he's just dished one out to me for a 3-all draw. Scores on the doors here: 176 Parkin, 159 Bloom. Surely, Sam, I'm closing the gap in round 44 to take us to a grandstand last 2 rounds.
That's what all the neutrals want. Yeah, for your sake, for the neutrals. Why not? Why not? But, I've been developing these storylines, and that's been my tactic the last few weeks, and it's been paying off, hasn't it? So I'm confident to get ahead of this weekend.
Now, you might see a YouTuber with millions of subscribers and views a week driving a Bentley. It's a bit more modest, I have to say, when you're covering the Championship. So if you can find a few quid each month to support over on Patreon or by hitting the join button here, you are making the world of difference for myself, Shaylee, and Enid.